You ever get that feeling, that nagging thought that there's gotta be more to life than the whole 9 to 5 grind? More freedom, maybe more purpose, just more you? Well, today, we're gonna dive into a totally different way of thinking about work and life. It's a whole paradigm that's all about building something that actually means something to you, on your own terms. We're gonna break down how you can go from just daydreaming about it to actually making it happen.
Man, this quote from Jacob Banks just cuts right to it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling so many of us have, That sense that we're trading our most valuable asset, our time, for something that doesn't quite light us up. And it boils everything down to the one question that really truly matters. What do you love, and how can you start building a life around that?
So, when we talk about breaking free from the 9 to 5, what are we actually looking for? 9 times out of 10, the answer is freedom. But freedom can be this big, fuzzy idea. In reality, it's really built on 2 solid pillars that you can actually go after: lifestyle freedom and financial freedom.
Okay, let's start with Pillar 1, lifestyle freedom. The poster child for this is, of course, the digital nomad, and it's way more than just posting cool pictures from a beach with a laptop. The key phrase here is location-independent professional. We're talking about people who strategically blend travel with what's called virtual knowledge work. It's all about having the freedom to decide where you get your work done.
But what does that actually look like? What are these people doing for a living? Well, this data from a study in Bali, which is a huge hub for digital nomads, paints a really clear picture. At the top of the list, you've got web and software development. Right behind that, you see marketing, entrepreneurs running their own shops, and designers. So it's not just one thing, it's a whole range of skills, all centered around work you can do from pretty much anywhere with a Wi-Fi signal.
All right, on to our second pillar, financial freedom. This is the whole idea at the heart of the FIRE movement. That's financial independence, retire early. It's really about one thing: completely breaking the link between your time and your income. You've made it when your assets, your investments, are generating enough cash to cover all your bills. That means work becomes something you choose to do, not something you have to do.
So let's put these 2 side by side. How do they stack up? The digital nomad path is all about the where and how you work. And honestly, you can achieve that pretty quickly if you've got the right remote-friendly skills. The FIRE movement, on the other hand, is all about the if, as in, if you even need to work at all. That's the long game, a marathon of saving and investing to build up passive income. So you've got 2 very different paths, but they're both heading toward the same mountaintop.
But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Freedom without any direction, it can feel, well, kind of empty. I mean, it's amazing to be able to work from anywhere, or maybe not work at all. But then what? What are you going to do with all that freedom? You need a compass. You've got to find your purpose.
And for that, there's this incredibly powerful framework from Japan called Ikigai. It's pronounced Ikigai, and it basically means your reason for being. Now, this isn't some fuzzy, abstract idea. It's actually a super practical tool for finding that sweet spot where 4 really important parts of your life all intersect. Seriously, think of it as the ultimate compass for finding work that you will absolutely love.
So finding your Ikigai all starts by asking yourself 4 simple but really deep questions. First, what do you truly love doing? What just makes you feel totally alive? Second, what are you genuinely good at? Come on, what are your real talents? Third, and this is a big one, what does the world need? What problems out there actually matter to you? And finally, the part that makes it all work. What can you get paid for?
This is where the magic happens. Your Ikigai, it lives in the spot where your answers to all 4 of those questions overlap. It's that perfect intersection of your passion, your profession, your mission, and your vocation all rolled into one. Just take a second and really think about that for your own life. Where do your 4 circles meet?
I know, figuring out what the world needs or what you can be paid for can feel a little overwhelming. But guess what? There are amazing resources out there to help you. To get the big picture, you can check out the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. For actual job opportunities, sites like idealist.org for nonprofits or usajobs.gov are gold mines. And ONET Online gives you the hard data on different careers and what they actually pay.
Okay, so you've got a vision for your freedom. You've got a compass, your Ikigai, for your purpose. Now it's time to get into the nuts and bolts, the how. We need a blueprint to actually build this new reality. And for a ton of people, that blueprint is freelancing.
Right, so we're shifting gears now from the why to the how. It's all about taking that dream and that direction you found and turning it into a concrete, step-by-step plan that you can actually follow.
Look, this isn't a flip-the-switch kind of thing. It's a process. Let's break it down into 4 steps. Step 1 is all about your mindset. You got to test your own commitment and do what are called fear-setting exercises to get a handle on the anxiety. Step 2, set up the business. This is the boring but crucial stuff. Incorporate as an LLC, get a separate business bank account, and figure out your tax situation. Step 3, take the leap. This is where you define exactly what you're offering, create a clear call to action, and then tell everyone in your network what you're up to. And finally, step 4, embrace the life. That means always networking, being ready to jump on awesome opportunities, and learning how to say no to everything else.
And that last point about saying no, that's absolutely critical. This quote just says it all, right? Saying no to a project that's just okay isn't a loss. It's a strategic decision. It's how you carve out the space in your life to be able to say yes to those truly awesome projects, the ones that really connect with your purpose.
So whether you're a freelancer, a digital nomad, or you're going for full-on financial independence, none of it's going to work if it's not sustainable. So for this last part, let's talk money. Let's get into the financial strategy that actually makes this whole lifestyle possible for the long haul.
You know, when you start digging into financial independence and making this all sustainable, there's one number that you will see over and over and over again. It's a really simple but incredibly powerful guideline, and that number is 4%.
So what's the deal with 4%? Well, it represents the 4% rule, which is a huge concept in personal finance. The idea is pretty simple. You've probably reached financial independence if you can cover all of your yearly expenses by withdrawing just 4% of your total invested assets. If you can live on that 4%, the math suggests your money should last for the rest of your life.
So, how in the world do you get to that point? It's not about some magic trick. It's all about discipline. The strategies are super straightforward, but they are incredibly powerful when you combine them. You've got to increase your savings rate, cut down on unnecessary expenses, invest your money consistently, thinking about the long term, and build a well-diversified portfolio so you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. It's those habits, practiced over time, that build real, lasting financial freedom.
Whew, we have covered a ton of ground here, right? From the 2 pillars of freedom to finding your purpose with Ikigai, and then the nitty-gritty of freelancing and financial planning. All of these are just building blocks. So the final question really is for you. Using all these pieces, what does your personal freedom blueprint look like? What's your first step going to be?